It's interesting. There are always some problems with computers. Computers are like people. Uh, every person is different. And so every computer is different because every element is slightly different. It doesn't matter. You can put the same hardware and the same software in the same system and have two different computers.
Mm.
Every computer is a little bit different. For example, they all die at different times. They all die at different times. So, so every computer is a little bit special, and it happens sometimes that some programs and some elements don't work on some computers, uh, but it is usually possible to solve the problem in some way. I had um, I had problems making videos for 8 years on my with my computer.
Mhm.
I had problems making video for 8 years. I had three computers, six cameras, 12 microphones, and every time I made a video, there was a problem with the technology. Every time. And I spent thousands of euro on technology. I spent thousands and thousands of euro. Now, my partner bought a third hand computer, not second hand, third hand computer
Mhm.
for 150 euros. And you know the story, right? Her computer worked perfectly. Her computer, she could make videos, no problem. Everything was perfect. And with the thousands of euro I spent on technology, I could not do anything. And it was very frustrating for me.
I can imagine, yeah.
Yeah. But I learned to be patient. I learned that there is always a way if you want to do something. There's always a way. There's always there's always a method. There's always a path. Um, the problem is that we don't follow we don't follow the dream. We don't follow the idea with 120% of our energy. We just don't do it. But uh, but it's always possible to solve the problem. We just, as human beings, our brains very often have negative responses to situations. It doesn't work. And we get frustrated. And I know that my biggest problem is me. Right? It's not the technology. It's not the people I work with. I know that my biggest problem is that I must fix what is in here. I must believe that things are possible. I must create a system or a plan or a way to do something. And if you work systematically, methodically, efficiently, correctly, then the end result is something that we call serendipity. And serendipity is when everything connects. We don't
Mm.
quite understand how, but everything comes together. It's just that perfect moment that you get sometimes in sport or in music or in art or even in meetings with people where everyone understands everything. It's the beautiful moment. Uh, and let me give you an example of this from yesterday. I can give you an example from yesterday of this. So, yesterday morning, I got up later than normal. Normally I get up early, but yesterday I got up later. And I don't like getting up later because I always feel that I missed something.
Mm-hmm.
And me, being me, I want to be first, right? It's just me. I want to be first. I want to be first at this. I want to be first at that. I want to be first in the line. I want to be first in the queue. I like to be first. I don't need to win, but I like the challenge of trying to be first. It's fun. So I was thinking, okay, this is not so good. I need to do something. And so there were some things that I wanted to get for my kids. And so I went on to Facebook Marketplace and I said, and I put some little advertisements, some wanted advertisements. I want this, or I'm looking for this in a more polite
Mm-hmm.
way. It just you write wanted, and then you write what you want, and then you put a little picture
Yes.
there, and you post it
Mm-hmm.
online. And Facebook's cool because it has this system where the moment you create a wanted, uh, the moment you say you want something or you want to sell something, it gives you 10 options, or is it 8? There's 8 options of 8 local markets online where you can put the information. And it tells you how many people are on the market online. So I created 2 little advertisements. It took me 60 seconds, maximum 60 seconds. Image, text, click, and then Facebook gave me these options, and instantly I had access to 30,000 people. 30,000 people I had access to. And I put these 2 little advertisements online. Um, and within 2 minutes, I got a reply
Mm-hmm.
from 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 a kid, a young man, boy, age 12, who said, "I have this. Do you want it?" Right? Which shows the kids are the future, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get a reply from a business. I didn't get a reply from an adult. I got a reply from a kid, right? This kid was online and he was waiting to sell things to people.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And the adults say, "There's no work, there's no jobs, I don't know what to do." Right?
Yes, yes.
And the kids are there. Anyway, I communicated with this kid, and we decided that maybe I would buy something from him. Maybe not. We would wait and see because I wanted to give it maybe half an hour to see what more offers come in. Because never take the first offer, right? Right? Never take the first offer. Never marry the first man you kiss. Okay? Because it's probably your father, right? Right? Right. And then I got another message from somebody who said, "I have this and this." Both of the things. I put 2 adverts in 2 different places. He saw both of the adverts and said, "I
Mm-hmm.
have both of the things that you want.
Mm-hmm.
Um, can you can you can he said, "I will sell it. Can you come this morning to pick it up?" Yeah. And and he lives in another town.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I had a plan yesterday in the morning to go to that town. When I checked this person's address, this person lived on the road that I was going to drive to get to the town.
Mm-hmm.
His house was on the road, and I don't take the normal road. I take the country roads. Okay, I don't drive on the main roads. I take the country roads
Uh,
because I like driving through the forest and the
yes, yes,
fields
yes.
and the farms and it's just me. I like the countryside. Yeah, I see the cows and the sheep and the horses and all the animals on the road and everything. I like that stuff. So and his house was on that road that I was going to drive. So I put an advert online in two different places. This person saw both of those adverts, contacted me, lived in the town that I was driving to, on the road that I was driving, and I could only collect it at the exact time that I was going to be there. Right?
Mm,
That is serendipity.
mm,
And the only reason that I was going there was because I met somebody in the street who said something is happening, come and so a series
mm-hmm,
of events that are
mm-hmm,
totally unpredictable happened. And this is serendipity. If you want things enough, there will be opportunities to get those things, to have those things, and to create those things. And when I woke up yesterday morning, nothing existed and nothing was possible. And I felt negative about it. But you can but by doing something you can change everything. Accidents don't exist. Everything is part of a plan. Everything is part of a everything is part of a plan. And we have the term fate, and fate is the belief that everything is planned. I don't believe that. I believe I can change the plan. Right? I don't believe
mm,
everything is planned. I think I am in control of a lot of things that happen to me,
mm-hmm,
but I am not in control of the things that other people do and what happens to other people.
mm-hmm,
And serendipity is when things come together in a not planned and not expected way. You're ready because they only happen at the right time. They only happen when you're ready. You don't know you're ready. Like you again, you don't know you're ready to meet the love of your life, right? But but the universe knows, right? There's a greater power that understands that this is the right time to do this event or to do this thing or for this thing to happen. Um, and it is there. We just don't believe it because um, yesterday I was talking to a teacher about because I went to this local town with my kids for what was it? It's called Game Jam. Yeah. Now you know in music what a jam is.
yes,
Yeah, it's a group of musicians get together and they improvise and they play. Yeah.
mm-hmm,
Well, this was a technology game jam where computer programmers, gamers get together
mm-hmm,
for 48 hours and they build computer games in 48 hours.
mm-hmm,
It's like a competition
yes,
and the programmers have 48 hours to build a new computer game. And at the end, the public comes and plays the games and the public vote and
mm-hmm,
decide, yeah, which game is the best game.
mm-hmm,
And so I took my children to the game jam to play the games, and to meet the people who designed the games and the programmers, and it was really very interesting. I didn't think it would be so interesting, but it was really, really, really interesting. Um, and there were some computer teachers there, and I was talking to them about the creativity of designing games and the inventiveness, the ideas that 48 hours before nothing existed. There was nothing. And then 48 hours later, there were 20 new computer games.
Mm-hmm.
And to take nothing and transform it into something is possible if you want to do it enough. And it doesn't take a lot of time. It just takes the right people, the right place, the right energy, which is complicated, but it is possible. If enough people want something to happen, it can happen. It can happen. Like if you have enough fans of a music group, that music group will come and play in your town. If enough people want something to happen, it can happen. And or even sometimes one person wanting something is enough. Sometimes one person can change. All of these games were designed by 2 or 3 people. Some of them by one person. And then people come and play the games, and they meet and they talk and they discuss and they share ideas, and things change. It's really interesting. And that got me thinking. Like, why do we do this for music? And we do this now for computers, but we don't do this in other areas. You know, we don't do this in business, for example, or we rarely do it in business, where people get together and share new
Mm-hmm.
ideas.
So jams,
Yeah, exactly.
business jam,
Yeah, business
business
jam.
jam.
Business jam. I mean, there are things called business incubators, which are
Mm-hmm.
places where people can grow their ideas. And we do have startup
Mm-hmm.
companies and startup principles, but it's not exactly the same thing, because everybody in those things is still alone. They're doing it alone. They're doing it for themselves. And and the element of the jam is the creativity of the group, where you're not
Mm-hmm.
just doing it for yourself. You're doing it so that you can learn from your own experience and from other people's experience and share your own experience as well. It's interesting. Anyway, that's my little story. That's my little story of how everything everything is possible, and um, I'm sure that there's a way to get Skype to work on the computer. It just requires stepping outside of the box
Mm-hmm.
that that we all live inside. There's somebody somewhere who knows the answers to all of the questions that you have.